intro. Oh my gosh. I just want to hear you do that again.
Are you sure?
Nah, you take a break.
Okay,
take a break.
cool. All right.
Wow.
It's so good. We
Thanks.
already have a line of people that have questions,
All
but
right.
I want to ask a couple myself.
Okay.
Because Clone Wars is very near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
I worked at Cartoon Network when we launched it.
No way.
So it feels like coming home to get to talk to you today.
Aw.
The first thing I want to ask you goes back to the very beginning.
Okay.
Because I know you've told this story before, but I love it. You didn't know you were auditioning for Anakin Skywalker.
I did not. They told me I was auditioning for a character called Deke Starkiller, which I didn't know who that was. And in 2007, there's not much on the internet about Deke Starkiller. So, yeah, I really didn't know anything about it. And I went in there and they said, just do what you think Luke and Han mashup would sound like. And I did, and I left. And then they called me later and said, you got the job, you're Anakin, and you're a lead on the series. So, and I said, whoa,
Yeah,
what?
what is that moment of realization like? Of like, je m'excuse, I'm who?
I mean, here's what I can say. Fortunately, I was not as much of a Star Wars nerd as I am now. So I was not as nervous as I would be now. So I was able to sit down and talk to George about what he wanted to see in this, version of Anakin, this season of Anakin's life. That I would have been nervous to do that now, but I think back then I took it well and
Took it in stride.
yeah.
I'm almost scared to say this. We're at almost 20 years since Clone Wars launched. We're a couple years out. It was 2008. So,
No.
one, I hope there are big plans ahead. But two, we're in a unique moment in terms of Star Wars right now because, for example, The Mandalorian and Grogu just came out, and Rada is a main character in that movie.
Right.
Did you ever consider how much lore building you guys were all doing along the way of those first 7 seasons, and then referred back to?
Yeah, great question. No, I mean, how was I supposed to know? I'm just a piece in the puzzle, But now you've got Dave Filoni that's running the whole thing, and a lot of this came out of his brain with George. And no, I mean, I think at the time that we started the Clone Wars, there were 6 films. Like that's what Star Wars was. It was 6 films. We had the micro series, which I don't know. I don't really know if it was terribly mainstream or not. Kind of not, I think. But Star Wars was 6 films, and I think we all sort of realized, like, oh man, we're making Star Wars that an entire new generation, they're going to discover this first.
Yeah.
And this is going to be their introduction to Star Wars. And I think that was just kind of mind-blowing for all of us. Because, back then, again, 6 films. And now you've got all this content coming out. A lot of it is rooted in the Clone Wars and Rebels characters. And so it's really cool to look back on that and know that we sort of helped pave the way and sort of pioneered this new generation into Star Wars.
I'm glad you mentioned that this is the entry point for a lot of fans because I feel like you can kind of clock where someone got into Star Wars based on their level of grace and sympathy for Anakin.
Yeah.
Truly, like the people that watch Clone Wars, one, you're their Anakin. Like there have been some great Anakin performances.
Yeah, he's a hero. What do you mean?
You're one of them, and for a lot of people, you're Anakin. Do you find that that's the case? Like the people for whom you were their entry point to Anakin, they're a little softer in their judgment?
Yeah, I have had a lot of people, and I've had a lot of people come and say that they've changed their opinion on Anakin.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best things that Clone Wars did, just looking at Anakin alone. We developed that character so much. And, George made him the hero that we heard he was. Old Ben told us that he was a friend and a warrior. And we didn't really get to see that. Hayden had a real tough job to go from sort of angsty young teen to Darth Vader, and it was really quick. And we had the gift of time to develop that out and make him a likable hero that when he falls, I've probably told a few of you that came to see me already, I've said it before, it makes the fall so much more tragic because you cared about him, and it makes the redemption even sweeter because then it's like back to who he really is. So, yeah, I digress anyway.
No, you can digress. That's what everybody's here for.
Thanks for coming out, by the way.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't even know I had a panel. I didn't know I had a panel. I literally didn't. And I was like, I think you guys told me that. And you were like, see you at your panel at 5. And I'm like, I don't have a panel at 5. And they were like, you do. So I was like, oh, no one's going to show up for just me. I'm here without my Clone Wars guys. But thanks for coming out.
It's like you've read my notes, so I appreciate that, because you mentioned that you had, 7 seasons before we got the final one to really work through who this character is, really establish. Like you said, it's a lot easier to feel heartbroken about his fall when you know what he's been through. But I'm curious, were there ever any scripts that got introduced where you were surprised? I know I have one, but I'm curious what your answer is.
Scripts that I was surprised.
Like something about Anakin where you were like, oh.
We had Anakin doing like a jazz ballet classes one episode, and that was. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, you tell me yours. No.
It's where we realized that Obi-Wan knew about him and Padme. When he says, say hi to Padme for me. And I remember being like, excuse me?
Well, how could he not, right? I mean, it would almost be a disservice to Obi-Wan and his intellect to have him not see that something's going on. There's some sort of an attachment happening.
Yeah.
I think that was the smart move. And I think Ahsoka knows, too.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite lines is when Ahsoka's leaving, and he says to her, I know what it's like wanting to leave the Order. Yeah. And he kind of leaves it there. That's kind of where it stays. But I love that line because I really think he's trying to tell her so much without being able to say anything. Yeah. He's trying to say, like, I get it. I've had these thoughts. I want to leave. I have this other life that I want to do, and he can't say it. And that line means a lot to me.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I want to make sure we get into questions, so now is your time.
All right, how you doing? So my question for you is, let's say mentally, Anakin and Darth Vader had a conversation. How would that conversation go?
Younger Anakin would say to Darth Vader, "You've really let me down."
Cool. Thank you.
I mean, that's a perfect answer. There's no better button. Yeah.
Okay, so my question for you is, if Darth Maul and Anakin ever had a showdown in the Clone Wars instead of like... Yeah, I know, but that was like with Maul and Vader. But so like, if Anakin and Maul ever had a showdown in the Clone Wars, how do you think it would be like? Would it be like Anakin and Obi-Wan, or would it just be its unique thing?
Are you asking me like who would defeat who, basically?
Or kind of like more specifically the dialogue. Like, would it be
what's
like
the dynamic?
Yeah, like would it be like Anakin lecturing Maul like Obi-Wan was doing to Anakin on Mustafar? Stuff like that?
Obi-Wan likes to talk. Anakin likes to take action. So I don't know. There might be less talking, more action. I don't know if Maul would have came out of that.
Yeah,
some insults,
sure.
I think, would fly.
Well, yeah,
some quippy insults,
and some sabers. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, that's all I had. Thank
you
you,
so
and
much.
it's such a great honor to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
man.
you're one of my childhood heroes growing up.
Thank you
like
so
I can
much.
tell, like my 7-8-year-old me is screaming within me right now. So yeah.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
man.
So, anyways, thank you for this opportunity.
May the force be with you. Hey,
Ahsoka
Snips.
is in the house, and she has a question.
What was your favorite Clone Wars arc, and if it could be expanded on, how would you want it to be expanded?
I have a lot. I sort of always default to Mortis because it was so weird, and for me, that I feel like that was one of the first times that mentally and emotionally I took a turn with Anakin. It's the first time that we really saw Vader. I don't know if you remember, but we saw Vader in the cloud behind him, and we heard the theme. And to me, that was so special because it felt like, okay, what I'm doing, we're connecting it with Vader, and we're connecting it with what we know is going to happen. So that was a special one to me, and I feel like definitely from that point onwards, like we were very intentional with these darker moments throughout the Clone Wars. Dave and I called it flashes of the dark side, and I always enjoyed those moments because I felt like we needed that. And I think that's another thing that we did really well with the character is we had these moments of dark side that he's a hero, but he's got a couple screws loose, and we see that every now and then. And then we see these little things that he kind of keeps spiraling and spiraling and spiraling, and you know the way that the council's treating Ahsoka and they leaving him off the council, even though he's leading these missions and bringing so much success to the Republic, and kind of they do him dirty in a way, and we see this spiral of mistrust and. Yeah, but the Mortis arc, it really is cool. The mythos of the Force is cool. It was just cool to explore that. But yeah, really, really interesting, weird stuff in that set of episodes.
Yeah, once you get into all the weird Force stuff, it gets really interesting in a hurry.
It is, and they don't even remember it. They don't talk about it again, which is odd to me. I don't know. I think I need to go back and do a rewatch myself because I after I watched it, I was like, huh. But I think I kind of like it for that reason. You know, it's just unique.
It's the most Anakin answer ever. Like, that's how Anakin would watch it. Like, what is this? Give me a ship and a lightsaber.
Yeah.
What is this? Hi, what do you got?
Hi, so I've always been a really big fan of Anakin and Ahsoka specifically because I really related to them as a kid, the way they would sort of go off and do their own thing in the face of this super rigid Jedi Order. Yeah. And some of my favorite episodes in the Clone Wars were the ones where Ahsoka would kind of start to catch feelings for guys, even though she's not supposed to. And we see Anakin kind of warn her off of that. And I was wondering if you had ideas at the time or do now about what Anakin might have been thinking, sort of being like, no, maybe don't do that, even though he had a wife the whole time.
Yeah. That's interesting. I've never been asked that question. That's really good.
There's a lot of do as I say, not as I do about Anakin.
Yeah, I think so. But even in saying that, I do feel like my daughter and I, who's in line for a question right now, don't know what she's going to ask me.
Very excited.
We're starting to watch the Clone Wars, and we were watching an episode last night where him and Ahsoka go off kind of on their own mission. They disobey the rules. And he kind of tells her, like, you know, sometimes you gotta bend the rules a little bit. So I don't know, but I do think that there is still the teacher in him that wants to teach the correct way and teach her the correct path, and he did, you know. But so I think there's a little of both. I don't know. I think in that situation, maybe even to cover up his own tracks, he's going to teach her the correct way, which is to not have attachments. And to steer away from that because it's a distraction, even though he's totally distracted.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Ahsoka becomes like his salvation. He knows he's doing it wrong.
Kind of, in a way.
If
it's
I
like
could get her not to do the things I'm doing,
like my shortcomings, I will fix with
Yeah.
my Padawan.
Hi.
Hello. Being that you like helped develop Anakin so much as a character, like, do you feel like you get enough credit for what you did in the Clone Wars?
I feel so much, you know, when I come and do these things and people come talk to me and I realize how much this character has meant to them and how much the show has meant to them, I really feel that love. So yes, I feel like I get credit and I'm proud to have developed the character and helped develop it. And people will say, well, like, how do you feel about now they're basically taking what you did and doing live action with it and kind of like, I see that as this synergistic. Is that even a word? I don't even know.
It
I don't know.
is.
The synergy of live action and animation that I've helped, you know, shepherd the character through a time in his life, and that's how I like to see it. Is that it was a season of his life where, you know, some might think, well, that's not really the Anakin we saw in the films. That's the cartoon Anakin. I don't see it that way, and I think the majority of people don't see it that way either. At least the people that come and see me, you know, and they have a lot of appreciation for what I did to help. But again, I'm a piece in the puzzle. You know, we had amazing team of animators and writers to make him that hero. I'm a piece of it. But yeah, no, I think I get a lot of love, and I'm so honored to, you know, have voiced this character for so many years and change the way that some people feel about him. Yeah.
Appreciate
It's
you.
also a testament to how good your performance was, how good the storytelling was, that those are being mined for new things in live action.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's an honor
Yeah.
to see them sort of taking that on, because it means that what we did in the Clone Wars resonated. Yeah.
Hi.
I know you said for your audition you did a mix of like Luke and Han for the voice. Did you like alter that voice any when you learned you were playing Anakin? And if so, how so?
So I can't really. So really, it was my voice, especially in the beginning. If you watch the Clone Wars, I'm much higher in season 1. I think part of that is I'm a lot younger, but also at the end of Clone Wars, I'm more down in this area, a little more like Rex, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I thought it was more commanding. But my speaking voice, I'm a little more nasally, like I was in like season 1, 2. But I think it fit. He was a little younger. What I did do, I didn't so much copy how Hayden sounded, but I did study his cadence. Star Wars has a very sing-songy delivery about it. Like, this is where the fun begins, or like, I have a bad feeling about this. We don't really talk like that in real life, but they do in Star Wars. And so that's one thing that I definitely picked up on, is that sort of sing-songy nature. And I think you'll definitely hear that if you go back and listen. But just the way that I sounded, I was never trying to copy Hayden. And I think that's precisely what they didn't want, is someone to just come in and try to be somebody else. I think they wanted someone to kind of own it, on their own. And so that's, I think, why they gave me those notes, is to kind of capture that essence of adventure and maybe a little bit of naive, nature of Luke, but also the swagger of Han. That was George used a couple of the words like swashbuckling and fun and witty and charismatic with me. So he wanted to see that, like, charismatic hero. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Back a little bit to how you were talking about how you were kind of like that bridge between the older Anakin that was mentioned in the movies. Do you feel like your role as Anakin in the Clone Wars played any part in kind of making his change to the dark side seem a little bit more unrealistic in terms of kind of like from the start to the finish, despite the amount of war crimes you helped commit?
You're saying, did you say unrealistic?
Yeah.
Because he was more heroic? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, with the amount of kind of history he gained from the Clone Wars, as time went on, watching it, it made his turn feel a little bit less likely, and it makes kind of seeing him help throw Windu out the window. It makes it feel kind of like against the character that you helped grow.
I mean, obviously you're entitled to that opinion. I don't necessarily feel that way, because I feel like, I was talking about earlier, we had all these moments where he jabs a saber through somebody's back, or he, throws the saber and just wails on Clovis. He's totally unhinged. So I see all these dark moments, and I kind of think it feels maybe a little more realistic, because I think all of us, we have bad days and we have good days, and I think I think we're all people that want to do the right thing, but sometimes we don't do the right thing. Anakin takes it to the extreme. But, I mean, I see what you're saying. I'm not going to try to discredit your question in any way, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sold out. I'm bought into the fact that it's the same Anakin. But you're entitled to that. That's what makes Star Wars fun, is we can all, agree and disagree on certain things and have fun with it. But I just see it as giving him depth. I see it as one too many things happen and he just snaps. But we did see hints through multiple episodes, like he's not like the other Jedi. He's willing to break the rules, and he's got a different thinking. Like there's a line so I wrote down at my table. I have quotes and stuff, and I wrote down a whole quote sheet. And one of my quotes that I love is it's after I can't remember the character. He puts the saber through his back, and he goes, "What? He was going to blow up the ship?" And he's totally serious. It's just like, what do you mean? You weren't going to kill him? He was going to blow up the ship, so I'm going to kill him. And there's no.
The logic is sound.
The logic
to him.
is so sound to him. And even though he's kind of heroic when he says it, the logic is sound that he's just gonna murder somebody. So those moments to me help explain a lot for me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He has so much heart, but so much darkness.
Well, and
the two together are really the disastrous combo.
It's his heart that drives him totally to the darkness.
Yeah.
Really, he thinks he's trying to save the people he loves, and all that stuff, all that good stuff.
Hi.
Hi. I know all the other questions are a bit more serious, but my question is, when you saw the final design for Road of the Hutt in the original Clone Wars movie, how did you react?
I was like, we needed a baby Hutt. That's the one thing that Star Wars was missing. What do you think?
I just laughed at it.
You laughed at it? Yeah.
Like it's just you took Jabba the Hutt, shrunk him down, but kept his eyes the same size.
Yeah. Maybe they took some notes from like Mario, you know, when he like shrinks down and it's little Mario. Good question. I like it.
Thank you so much. Space biology is weird. Yeah.
This is my young Padawan. Yes,
Hi.
Padawan. In real life.
So why did like when you got the scar, like how come like why didn't you like tell like the story to anyone of how you got the scar? Like
Oh
did
my
you?
gosh.
Your
I cannot
child coming
believe
in
you just
hot.
came up with that question. My honest answers, I can't remember how he got the scar. Do you guys remember? Was it a fight with No, it wasn't
He
Grievous.
got a fight with Count Dooku.
Are you serious right now?
You just got schooled by your child.
I cannot believe that just happened. First of all, how did you come up with that question? Oh my gosh. She said she was going to ask a question. I was like, that's fine, but ask a question more than like, what's your favorite episode? It's a pretty common question. And she said, okay. You little
Bravo.
stinker.
Bravo.
I have taught you well, young Padawan. I am a stinker for not knowing.
Oh, whammo. The hits keep coming. Dinner's going to be rough tonight.
Man, oh man.
Do you know why Anakin never told anybody where he got his scar?
No, tell me.
Shame. I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh, well, let's make something up. She's telling me. Why didn't he tell anyone, Ken? He was embarrassed by it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe no one asked him.
That's true.
Someone should just ask him about his life, and maybe he wouldn't be so mad.
Maybe he
Ask
would
him
not-
about his
He
feelings.
would not turn to the dark
Yeah,
side if he
someone
had
just
a
he,
therapist.
he
and someone
needed
who
therapy.
cares.
That's what he needed.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? So my question is, now that you've put all those years into Anakin, and when you rewatch Revenge of the Sith now, and he doesn't get the rank, is it like, dude, I saved so many people's butts throughout all these years, and I don't get the rank? Do you watch it now as being a part of Anakin? Like, just give it to him.
Absolutely. I have such a heart for Anakin, probably more than most people. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, you watch all these episodes of the Clone Wars, and he was kicking butt, and arguably the most powerful Jedi, the bravest among them all, and you see time and time again that they didn't trust him. The whole like Reiko Hardeen episode with Obi-Wan, they didn't tell him. Yeah, I think he was mistreated. Absolutely.
I feel like Anakin is like the victim of corporate culture in that it's like, oh, you're going to have more responsibility, but we're not increasing your pay, and you
Yeah.
actually can't bump your resume up either.
Yeah.
But by the way, next mission, get out there.
Yeah, and yeah. Anakin since the beginning has been like a pawn. Since his childhood, he's been a pawn. So, I mean, really, if you go back and look at all these things, like, how do you not have a heart for the guy? I mean, he did a couple bad things, but
Here and there.
but
Hi.
Hello. My first introduction to you, Matt, was actually in a TV show called Star-Crossed. And I actually remember watching the Clone Wars and thinking, oh, that's the guy from Star-Crossed instead of the other way around. But my question to you is, how did you feel about like that particular project? And then it got canceled after like 1 year. I loved the show personally. I thought it was great. But is there any other projects that either didn't happen or got canceled that you'd really like to see move forward?
yeah, good question. Thank you for watching. All of my shows have been canceled. So I'm currently not working on any of them. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Yeah, Star-Crossed went for 13 episodes. There's a lot of love for Star-Crossed. I have a lot of people coming to the table talking about Star-Crossed, and I feel like for whatever, it always shocks me. I'm like, that was 10 years ago, or no more at this point, 13 years ago, and we did 13 episodes, but a lot of people really love it. So I have my co-star from Timeless. It's an NBC show, time travel show we did. Yeah, thanks. That one fan. All right. One person watched it. That's why they canceled us. Abigail Spencer, she's here at the con with me this time, which is super special. And I really love that project. I thought we did some really cool stuff and had some really great original storytelling. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good show. It's a time travel thing. We're trying to save time and, not make sure nothing changes, chasing a villain throughout time. And I'm proud of the fact that show, it's like a family-friendly show. It's educational. I just thought that a lot of things we did really, really right. And we had two seasons in a movie, and it started in 2016. But I would love to do more Timeless. Yeah, maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, right?
Fingers crossed. Hi.
Hi. So, I love the animation. It's what actually got me into Star Wars. Which one did you like to do better? Anakin as the Jedi or Darth Vader?
Which did I like better? Well, being able to say that I voiced Darth Vader is just so cool to me. It's like to have that on my resume officially is awesome. If you guys don't know, in Star Wars Rebels, they layered my voice with James Earl Jones. There was a moment where his helmet was broke. Most of you're nodding. You maybe already know, but so that's what they did. So when Ahsoka is talking to Vader in this fight, she hears a little bit of Anakin, and it's supposed to be confusing for the audience and confusing for her. And am I talking to my old friend or is it Vader? And it's kind of a fun thing to argue. What do you think? Is that Vader and he's like baiting her in, or is that her old friend trying to come through for a split second? But I have to go with Anakin. I spent so much time with Anakin, and again, I've already said it, but developing that character and the hero that he was, I think, just really elevates the Skywalker saga, and I think it just makes him such a better character. So it's an honor to be able to say I did Darth Vader, but Anakin's my guy.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hello there.
Hey, wait, that's not me. But wait, I'll try it. Hello there.
That was good, yeah.
Thanks. Coming for your job, James Arnold Taylor.
Exactly. I just had to do that. I'm sorry, Mr. Lanter. But first of all, it's an honor for you to be here. Thank you very much. I just have two quick questions for you. First, now we did answer the Darth Vader question for Rebels, but my question is, were you able to actually even ever meet the late James Earl Jones when you were doing your voice, or was that just overlaid?
I never met James Earl Jones. I did meet David Prowse. I've met Hayden. Never met James Earl Jones, though. What a legend, huh?
Yeah.
And I've heard, and I know this is a really touchy subject, and I don't even know how I feel about it yet, but I've heard his family signed his voice over AI, I guess, that they can use it maybe. I don't know how that works or what they're doing or whatever.
Like
but
it's a here and there kind of thing. But
I don't know.
I don't think
I
it's
just read the
official.
headline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know his estate did
estate,
approve
yeah.
the rights only for Star Wars use.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
Okay.
my understanding.
Okay, so
yeah, that part I missed.
I guess that's cool that as fans will maybe hear him again.
Yeah.
But it's a weird.
It is.
That's a
It's
whole other conversation.
It's a really strange place to consider things.
Yeah, but I wish I had. What a legend.
Yeah. My second quick question is okay, so I got a lot of inspiration from you. So I'm a teacher, and my student who's just about to graduate, I call her Snips because she's exactly like Ahsoka, and she loves Star Wars. So have you ever has there anyone in your life that you've ever actually just called Snips?
My dog's name is Ahsoka. and she is snippy. She loves to talk.
Oh, dear.
True.
But yeah, you're really an inspiration
Thank you.
for me for that one. And just going back and forth with my student, this is an Ahsoka and Anakin relationship here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that bantery dialogue between those two characters.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate it. Thank
Thanks,
you very
man.
much.
Thank
you for being an educator. Hi.
Hi. First, does Ashley know that you named your dog Ahsoka?
I think I named my dog Ahsoka before anybody named their dog Ahsoka. I mean, I would like to think I'm an OG with that.
But my question is, putting aside the movies and the stories that came before Clone Wars, do you think that had Obi-Wan been more open and honest with Anakin about his relationship with the Duchess Satine, that could have changed his trajectory?
I don't know. That is such a fun question because you can apply that same question to all of these moments in his life. Had Ahsoka not left the Order? Had the Order treated Ahsoka better? Had his mom not been killed? I mean, like all these things. Had one event not happened, would it have changed it? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's like a bigger question. Was it destiny, or could he have been saved? You know, had he not accidentally killed his wife? Could he have not gone to the dark side? I don't know. I don't know.
It's two very different sides of the coin of the the Jedi relationships.
What do you think? What's your answer?
I feel like it could have, but not completely. Like, I think had they had that open dialogue and that, communication.
Yeah. You don't think he would have ever fallen to the dark side?
I think he would have eventually, seeing the fact that Obi-Wan essentially abandoned Satine for so long.
Yeah.
And Anakin loved Padme so much until it...
until that
it
that
eventually
day.
would
He
have.
didn't mean to. It was an
accident.
Accidents happen.
But I think it eventually would have changed the trajectory, but not to the extent of not letting him go to the dark side.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think maybe I lean towards it was his destiny. So he eventually he would have gotten there. So I don't know how or when, but maybe he would have delayed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much. Hi.
When working on Clone Wars, who's your favorite voice actor, and what was his or her role?
Oh man, you're asking me to name my favorite castmate?
This is hard because you guys are tight.
Well, they're not here, so this is cool. So let me go through the list of like pros and cons on each one of them. No, I'm just
Who
kidding.
will hold a grudge?
I'm just gonna. Well, first of all, I truly love my entire cast. You guys have probably seen us before. Like, they're family. They are my family. They were at my wedding. I mean, yeah, they're family to me, and I just love them dearly. I miss them here. I'll just say this because it's kind of like I don't see Corey Burton much, and I don't really have much of a personal relationship with Corey Burton, but man, do I love to see him work. Like, that guy is so talented. I mean, same with everybody. And watching D. Bradley Baker work, it's just like I work with some VO legends, truly legends. But I love Cad Bane, and I love what Corey does with Cad Bane, and that's just, I love the character. So I just like to see him do his thing. And every time, I'm in the booth with him or something, it just feels like such an honor to be in the booth with any of those guys, James and Dee and everybody, and Nika and and Ashley too. It's just it's an honor. But yeah, Corey Burton's a special guy.
And you guys got to do a lot of it together, which is not that common.
We got to do most of it together. Yeah, and you're right. It's not. Usually Tom Kane, bless him, we just lost him, but he was in Kansas quite a bit for some of his recordings. But we'd always be on the line, sometimes live with him, or we'd come in and Tom was finishing up his stuff, so we'd always get to kind of chat over the line, and we'd hear him doing his the Republic on the run. That's so. It's just, I mean, it's what starts the Clone Wars. Yeah. He's such a legend, and without his voice at the beginning, it doesn't feel like Clone Wars. But we did record most of the Clone Wars together, and I think that really helps the banter, and it helps the feel and the delivery, and especially with like the Obi-Wan Anakin stuff and the Ahsoka Anakin, like quick banter. But what was your question? I don't even remember now. I just start talking, and then I'm like, why?
You had been asked who your favorite was, and I
Oh,
was
yeah,
saying you guys
yeah.
were together for so much of it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
My question is, in season 7, right, when Ahsoka and Rex's lands on the unidentified moon, if Anakin or Vader found Ahsoka, do you think he would have saved her for the Empire? Do you think he would have spared her? How do you think he would have gone along with that?
I think he had so much rage that just took over. I think anything that reminded him of Anakin, he was going to eliminate.
Yeah.
So that's my feeling, is that he was just hell-bent on getting rid of the past, everything and anything, no matter how.
Chilling, but accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I feel like Star Wars has so much emotional depth that isn't always talked about,
Yeah.
and especially in the Clone Wars, how you mentioned like you really got to flesh that out.
Yeah.
And so my question is, even in like Rebels, when you brought up getting to play Darth Vader and that scene with Ahsoka, that scene always makes me cry. And I was curious if there's ever a scene that you were either recording or even watching later that made you like really emotional because you have that connection to the characters.
I got emotional watching season 7 at the end. I mean, I recorded it. I knew what was going to happen. But, like, when you see it, it is so emotional because then you have these, 7 seasons of, like, floodback of memories and who they were and what they meant to each other and how Anakin loved Ahsoka and he wanted to be good. And I got emotional watching that. And a lot of it, because a lot of it wasn't dialogue on the page necessarily. It was like these silent moments where we see Vader in the snow, and it's just like, I don't know. I was almost sad for the last 15 years, 20 years of my life recording Star Wars. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it almost felt like saying goodbye to a portion of my life, personally. And I think people probably felt the same way. We're saying goodbye to, this younger generation that it was their childhood. It's like they're saying goodbye to their childhood. So I think it was really, really emotional, I think, for a lot of people, for different reasons, watching that.
Thank you so much. We're getting short on time, so everybody be as succinct as you can. So
I'll
we
try
can
to
get through the
hurry
end here.
too. Yeah.
I'll make this one quick. What would be a weapon that you would pull from the Star Wars universe? Because growing up, I know a lot of people out in this audience would have those flip out lightsabers and then they would fight their brothers and sisters with those things. Yeah. So what weapon would you want within the real world?
I'm gonna say, I mean, I can't say saber, that's too obvious, right? Let's say like a little miniature ion cannon from the Malevolence. That would take care of some folks.
And make a cool sound. Look at this fine gentleman. Hi.
What's up, dude? I'm a huge fan, obviously, as you can see. My question is, do you prefer Phase 1 or Phase 2 clone armor?
Oh, gosh.
And from live action or to Clone Wars?
Well, I'll just say Clone Wars because that's what we're talking about. Yeah. I honestly, I think it's all cool. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I don't like that. And I mean, I think that's fine when people do, but like, I just love Star Wars and I love redesigns and I don't know. I feel like I can't give you an honest, like, I like this one better than that one. I just think it's cool. I like Star Wars content. I love the look of it. So I don't know. What's your favorite? What do you like?
Phase 1.
Phase 1, yeah. OG, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Yesterday, Star Wars showed new gameplay of Star Wars Zero Company new game, and they confirmed Anakin's in it. Can you confirm, are you voicing him?
What's it called?
Zero Company.
I don't know if I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. I don't know if I should. I don't know. I don't know. You know why? It's because a lot of times on video games, first of all, I don't know them, and I asked you the title because I know them if they come to me as a working title, typically. And I might have recorded something like 2 years ago. I'm not saying I did. I'm just saying that's how video games work. And I have a booth at home now, and so they'll call me and I'll record for like 2 hours. And that's my work on the game, even though I could be like a central character, and I just truly don't remember because it was video game development's a long time, right? So literally, I could record 2 years ago for a game that's coming out now, and I only recorded for 2 hours, but it's a big part of the game, and I just don't remember. Truly, I don't know. I'm not sure.
We'll all find out.
What does
together.
my IMDb say? I don't know.
Hi.
Hey, real quick, I wasn't going to come up here. My son said, no, you got to go up there after you said you named your dog Ahsoka because my dog is named Ahsoka. And there she is in her headdress and everything.
Oh, how sweet.
So-
Is your dog Snippy like mine?
She is.
Yeah,
Snippy. She's a big baby. You said she was the OG. You said you had Ahsoka. How long have you had Ahsoka?
How old is Ahsoka? Is she 16? 15?
Wow.
She's 15.
Okay, you win. Mine's less 2 years.
You thought 2 years was going to be the OG.
I didn't know. I didn't know when you named her.
No. Yeah, 15.
And bring Timeless back. That was me over there, by the way.
Thank you. I would love to. I'll fight for it. Yeah, for sure. Please. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, we do. We have a cat, and his name is Nashville, but we've been having a lot of talk in the house about doing an official name change ceremony because we call him Kit all the time. So I was like, why don't we call him Kit Fisto?
Immediately.
I mean, it's like it's just so simple, right? It's so obvious.
This entire room sanctions this name change.
Yeah, you guys, should I do that?
That's a great name for a
We
cat.
should do a.
That's a really good name for a cat.
Yeah, if we do that, we'll film the name change ceremony and we'll post it so you guys can all join.
I love it.
In the name change.
Perfect timing. We got time for you.
Nice meeting you. And
Nice meeting
my
you.
question is that if you had another master for Anakin instead of Obi-Wan, who would you choose? as
Oh,
your
that's a
master?
great question. Yeah, Obi-Wan's a little stiff, right? Sometimes. Sorry to all those Obi-Wan fans, but he's a little by the book. Who would be a really cool master for Anakin? Well, Qui-Gon. That Qui-Gon would be
That's the
really
dream.
cool. Yeah, he's kind of, yeah.
That's how Anakin didn't turn to the dark side. It's the
Yeah.
alternate universe. Yeah.
Mace? Really?
That's true.
Okay.
Never believed in that kid.
All right.
Never
Mace
believed.
always hated Anakin. Who would be cool? I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Plo Koon is kind of cool, just because I want to hear more.
Also, he's very tied to Ahsoka's story. So
He
it makes
is. He
sense.
discovered so that would be cool. And James voices Plo Koon. So in a weird way, it would still be James Arnold Taylor as my master. It would just be him going, "Oh, Anakin, you're very good."
I love it.
Great question. Krell? Wait, didn't I kill Krell? Yeah, Krell was a meanie. Krell was a stinker, wasn't he? You don't know Krell yet. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Matt, you're a delight. Thank you
Thanks.
so much for spending this time with us.
Thank
Thanks
you for
to
coming
you guys
out.
for great questions and coming out.
Thank you.
The amazing Matt Lanter, our Anakin.
Thank you so much.
No. Stop, clap, scream!
It's a Jedi mind trick to make them. You